Good morning, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting, and today is going to be go video. I need to get to town. It is precisely 9:59 a.m. in the morning. I need to go to town and do a grocery haul and then film that later on for my other channel, Dollars and Cents Kiwi, linked in the description below if you enjoy grocery hauls. And I need to get to town. So I was going to film a different video, but talking to my daughter yesterday, she's got some sick kiddos, so just, you know, usual winter ailments. And while I'm in town, I just thought, well, I might just pop together a little bit of a care package for the family. I asked her if I could do anything. Of course, her being her, she's like, no, it's all good, all good. So I'm just going to pop a few things together. Wish I could be super mum and be there for all my kiddos all the time and shower them with baking and cooking and stuff like that, but they're all spread out all over the place, and yeah, it's just I'll do what I can do when I can do it. I've also got that leek and potato soup left over, so instead of freezing it, I will put it all together and take that with me. So we're going to take them apricot slice, because I've got some extra apricot puree in the fridge that needs to be used up, so we're going to do the apricot slice. I've already done a video on that. I will link it in the description, and the recipe is on my website, Farmerswifehomestead.com. We're going to make a cookie dough roll. So normally I would make the cookie dough balls and then freeze them, flash freeze them, have a bag of them in the freezer. I'm just going to make a roll of it. She can decide whether she wants to freeze it or cut it up or do whatever she likes. I'm making 2 nacho mixes. All the mince is frozen, so I've got, this is beef mince, so I'm going to do hers a beef mince. I've got a bag of diced tomatoes that needs to be used up in my fridge, because I was trying to think, what can I use up that I've already got on hand? So I knew I needed to get through those, so that's what we're going to make with that. I've got in my pressure cooker, we're going to use my pressure cooker for both those. I took out a kilo of the venison mince that we have. I think it might be our last venison mince, and I'm just popping that in this pressure cooker just to sort of get thawed, and then I'm popping all the ingredients into the slow cooker so I don't have to worry about dinner tonight. And then we will pressure cook a batch for her. And then if I get time, I'm meant to say I'm trying to do all this in an hour. If I get time, I will do garlic pucks, because I was at Gilmore's probably, or it would have been over a month ago now, and they had what I usually buy, which is these garlic cloves, and they're usually about $5 to $6 a packet, I think now, and they were $2.50 each. So I think I bought 6, because that's like a whole year's worth, and I still haven't put my garlic in the garden yet. So we're going to whiz up that in my Thermomix. You can just use your blender if we have time. If not, I'm going to just do that off camera. And yeah, alright, let's get straight into it. If you're wondering what I've got in the pot here, I've got a big huge pot of potatoes going. I'm supplementing my sow's food with some potatoes every day, because they're nice and filling and fattening for them. And just try and cut down on some of the feed bill that I have. Right, enough gabbing. Let's get the apricot slice in the oven. It's now 3 minutes past 10. I've wasted 4 minutes. I'm not going to show you a detailed going over of the apricot slice and the cookie dough, because they're both on my website and I've done videos before. So on my website, I'm just going to go into bake, just down there, and go into baking, and then look, and then there's the apricot slice. So I'm just going to go into that and follow my recipe. Right, butter, 300 grams. I need to get my measuring thingy. Measuring thingy is a technical term for scales. See how accurate I am. way off. I think it's going to be around about this entire block. Yeah. Which is funny because I looked at it and thought, yeah, that looks about 300 grams. 302, wouldn't you know it? Okay. I make this recipe all the time. Do you think I can remember? Beet, butter, brown sugar and vanilla. Okay, so we need brown sugar, 1 cup. And a lot of you have been asking where I picked up my new measuring spoons and cups, and I decided to give Temu a go, and that's where I picked it up. So that's half a cup, 1 cup, and I'm just going to beat this until it's all well combined and fluffy. Then add the flour and press it into the pan. Right, I'll come back when I'm ready to assemble it. Right, I'm just scraping the sides. I've added the flour now. I'm scraping the sides just to make sure that all the butter is incorporated, butter and sugar. And I'm having to pivot because what I realised was, because this was a last minute thing and a last minute change, what I realised was I just used the last of my softened butter. So I've taken another one out of the freezer, but it's going to be, I don't have a microwave so I can't soften it quickly. So I'm going to pivot, and she loves my cheese and onion scones, and I can use frozen butter for that, and I could make it without butter as well. So I'm going to quickly whip up some cheese and onion scones. I haven't made up another batch for my jars, so I'll just have to make it from scratch. And if you haven't seen the video where we make 5 different flavours, that's also, I will link that in the description as well. Otherwise you can just go back a couple of videos and you can see that. So we're going to quickly make up some scone dough as well. Clean hands. Should I put some baking paper? I'm going to put some baking paper down just to make it much easier. To take it to my daughters, because this is still going to be hot when I take it. Right, we're going to put half of this mix, well not half, 3/4 of this mix down in this tray here. You can use this recipe in a varied ways. You can put caramel as the middle layer, you could put other fruits as your middle layer. It's a really good recipe. Right, there's my first lot of frozen mince ready. Just going to let the pressure out on that. Here's the apricot mix, which is basically the recipe, what I made up in the recipe. I just had some left over, so we're going to use the rest of that. I've actually been out of the habit of baking lately. I'm not sure why, but I've just not been doing a lot of baking lately, and I really need to do some more, and I'm sure husband would appreciate it. He always appreciates everything I do. And then I'm just going to take the rest of the mix, which is about that much, and just dot it over the top, just in case you haven't seen that video yet. Got so many new lovely people that have subscribed lately, so that's awesome to see so many new names, and it's always good to grow. Of course, it'd be an absolute dream if I could get to 100,000 by the end of the year. That's what my dream was, but whether that'll happen, I don't know. Can only but hope and pray. Here we go, into the oven. Working on the scones now. Actually, yeah, while the oven's going, I'll just work on the scones. I'm going to cut up some cheese and grate some onions. No, grate some cheese and cut up some onions and get some parsley and just put the butter in and make the dough. Right, because it's frozen, I can't dip it in and I don't need to dip it in, and you can do it from frozen and it just leaves these little curls, which is fine. And I'm just going to roughly estimate 75 grams. Doesn't matter if it's a little over, a little less. Our butter over here has gram measurements, rough estimates, so you could cut a line. So I've used about 50 grams. Alright, we'll call that good. And this is going to stay out so that I can do some baking for the household. Probably tomorrow. I haven't made Boston bun for ages and I want to make a Boston bun. I've actually already done that as a video. So search up Boston bun and oh, it's so good. I'm just going to grate up some cheese. I like to have pre-grated cheese in the fridge already, but I have none. I don't know, about yay much. And I'm just going to go, oh actually instead of going to the garden, I'm just going to put some dried parsley. Now I just need to add the milk and that is done. Right, I like to mix everything around the flour first before I add the milk. By the way, it is now 10:27 and it was just under 15 minutes to get the apricot slice in, and I was doing other things as well, so that's pretty good. And then we will move on to getting these nachos ready. You can tell that needs a little bit more milk. I'm wondering if these measuring cups are slightly a different size than the ones that I already have. That's why measuring with the scales or weighing with the scales is a lot better for baking. But I haven't made that conversion yet. Tiny bit more. Anyway, I'm going to get these in the oven. You've already seen the video recently, so I'll move on. My first lot is in the slow cooker, so I'm just going to pop in my daughter's batch. Got these frozen packs of minced beef. So yeah, I do have a nachos recipe video using the pressure cooker already up, so I'll also link that. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we should well and truly finish. Got 3 of those. I'm going to run some hot water. If you use hot water and just use whatever your pressure canner needs to get up to steam, if you use hot water then it's going to be faster to get up to steam. So I'm just going to put that on for 15 minutes. Custom, high, and on. Okay, in the meantime I'll save this in the freezer because I'll use this for another batch of frozen mince hucks. What else do I need to do? Let's just throw all the ingredients in the slow cooker for our family meal. This is the first lot that I pretty much defrosted in the pressure cooker. and I've just put it on the bottom of my slow cooker. There's no fluid in there as of yet because it needed to just brown a little bit, and officially this isn't a browning slow cooker, but it actually will still do a bit of browning, so that's done that job for me. Now I'm going to add, I'm getting my jar open, bang it on the side of the, bang the lid part on the side, not the glass, just the lid part on the side of the counter, and that usually frees it up. So I'm going to put some nacho mix already I've got my own homemade nacho mix. I'm pretty sure it's on the website, and I'm just going to add some extra garlic powder, because if you've been here long enough, you know I love everything garlic. I'm going to leave everything out because we're going to need it for the next recipe. And I just need just a little bit of tomato and some tomato paste, and I don't know, about a cup of water. We'll start with that, see how we go. I've not made it in the slow cooker before, so I'm not going to add the beans until I get home tonight, and I need to get this video edited, so I won't be able to show you the end product. But I'm going to add a little bit more water to this because it is going to slow cook, and I'm going to just have it on low while I'm in town. That's a bit better. I was worried it might burn a little. So yeah, I'll add the beans later when I get home, and then heat them up, serve them over corn chips. Perfect. Just add a little bit more salt. Because I'm pretty sure I don't put salt in this recipe, I think. Actually, I might add a few more dehydrated onions as well. And this is what I mean about start with a recipe base and then make it your own. A little extra onion never hurt anybody. That's why I enjoy having these dehydrated onions, because they are so quick to add to anything and you don't have to stop and cut things up. Alright, what time are we at? 10:43. Right, I just checked the baking. It's not quite ready, but won't be long. Now if we go by timing, I'm going to be cutting it short to do it all in an hour, because what I should have done instead of making the scones straight away is I should have put the Instant Pot on for the second batch of nachos, and then I think I definitely would have finished in the hour. So sometimes when you're in a rush, it's thinking about what order you can do things in, and I could have been spending the time now making the scones while that's cooking. So yeah, I kind of fumbled that up, but that's okay. We are human. But it's now cooking, so it's now got 15 minutes, and it is 15 minutes until 11 o'clock. And basically all I'm going to do is throw all the ingredients together, and then, you know, like cook it in this machine, which is super hot, for, you know, like an extra 5 minutes, and then just tell my daughter to you know, heat it up for a good 10 minutes to finish off cooking. So I'm just going to pop some dishes into the dishwasher. I'm going to grab the kidney beans, the kidney beans that we canned up a few months ago now, I think, and I'm going to get them ready to pop into there and get ready myself while I'm waiting for everything else to finish up. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with what I've been able to accomplish in under an hour so far. Right, the scones are out. The apricot slice just needs just a tiny bit more, and I'm just going to plate up. I've got some paper towel here, these scones, I'll leave 3 here for husband. And I'm just going to grab another paper towel, put that on top, and then I've got like a napkin, and I'm just going to pop that over the plate because that will help steam them. Leave 3 there for husband and whoever else wants them. And then yeah, what time is it? It is 11 o'clock on the dot. I just took a 10-minute break after I did the dishes because I needed to go to the toilet and do a couple of things before I went out the house. So in that 10 minutes I definitely could have done the garlic pucks, but yeah, I just didn't want to push myself too much. And the pressure cooker has another 2 minutes to go, and then we can let the pressure out on that, and then I'm going to basically put all the other ingredients in that I put in the slow cooker, but I will add the beans into it, and then I'm just basically going to saute that in the pressure cooker for maybe 5 minutes just to get all the ingredients combined, and then I'm going to pop that into a container, and that'll be it. Yeah, so we didn't get the cookie dough done, but we got some of her favourite cheese and onion scones, which I'm sure she will appreciate because she's doing it hard in the night times. So there you go, in an hour we managed to make a beautiful apricot slice, a nacho mix, some scones, and another slow cooker nachos. And the only other thing that I didn't get done, which was on my list, was the garlic pucks, as I talked about before, and I'm sure if I hadn't have taken that toilet break, I would have definitely been able to make them up. I also washed all the dishes by hand, so I could have thrown them in the dishwasher, but that needs unloading, so go figure. So yeah, I do think that I could have achieved all 4 of those things within the hour allocated, and it literally took me 2 minutes to put together the nacho mix that's going into town. So yeah, probably all up. Oh, plus I filmed, so you've got to stop and start the camera, move positions, all those sorts of stuff. So it's amazing what you are capable of doing in an hour's time. 2 meals and 2 lots of baking. It's a win-win in my eyes. I'm going to end the video here and pop into town, get the groceries that I need, see what great specials I can find to bulk up on, and get back and then record that. So it's a big afternoon. Then I've got to feed all the animals, and then feed the family, do the dishes, and put my feet up. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed today's little video, a little bit different than what I normally do. But the next video we're going to do is mega huge batch of frozen ready to go pizzas. Now I've shared my pizza recipe before. It's a very popular recipe on my website, and we are going to make probably about 30. We'll see, it might be a bit more, it just depends on the batches. And then I'm just going to have all the different types of pizzas. I'm going to try and work out how much they cost roughly per pizza, and sort of have the difference between homemade and the frozen convenient ones. And then yeah, they're just going to be on hand. I'm finding not having the freezer meals has been really bad, really bad. And I need to concentrate this month, the month of July, on getting some freezer meals back into the freezer. Alright, enough of my gabbing, and hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.